welcome to Business Growth School for Service Providers podcast. I'm your host Ali Salman, and this podcast is brought to you by Rapid Boost Marketing, online marketing for service providers. Are you a dentist, realtor, lawyer, accountant? Do you provide services locally? Then this podcast is for you. Here we share strategies, tricks, and techniques on how to generate more leads and sales using online marketing. Join us every day for 5 minutes and take away strategies which you can apply in your business.
So you spend hell lot of money, hell lot of time and energy to bring people on your website. You might be doing SEO, you might be doing pay-per-click ads, you might be doing social media marketing and spending a lot of money and energy on Instagram so you can drive people to your website. Anything you do when it comes to traffic generation, what you're trying to do is you're trying to bring people to your website. But there's a huge problem which exists, right? Okay, people don't stay on your website and you have a high bounce ratio. How can you make people stay on your website longer? Because the longer they will stay, the more pages they will visit. Guess what happens? You get more leads, and more leads translate into more revenue. So the more people spend time on your website, the more pages they visit. During their visit, higher customer leads you will get, right? Because end of the day, you're spending a lot of effort here. You're doing PPC, you're doing SEO, you're doing all of this effort. You have a billboard sign, you have a radio campaign, but if your website sucks, shit falls down, right? Literally nothing is working, because when people go on your website, when you drive all this massive traffic on your website, it's not converting. It's not translating into basically leads. How can you improve that? So let's talk about that, right? Number one thing, the most critical thing, and hence this is number one, it's your website speed. If your website loads slowly every second, every millisecond is basically costing you money and potential customers. Second most important thing is clean design. Guys, go and take a look at Google's design. Go and take a look at Amazon's design. Make your design clutter free. The more busy it is, right? Okay, you will have a less conversion ratio, because you know what? People get confused, right? Okay. And the more information you throw at them, the more confused you make them, because you clutter all the information and it's a really, really busy layout. So make sure, go for a cleaner design, because if you don't have a clean design, if it's very cluttered, you are losing people. Second most important thing, visuals. It's proven. Pictures and videos make people stay on the website longer. I'll ask you too. You go to visit a web page, it has a video. Of course, if you watch a video and that's 2 minutes long, that's added 2 minutes on the website. So if you add more photos, if you add more videos, that will definitely make people stay on your website much, much longer. Number 3, website architecture. So this is really, really important. Let's talk about this, right? Okay, let's say your builder, your home builder, he built a home and the washroom is not next to your home, it's actually in the basement. So every time, right, you want to use washroom, you actually go to the basement, right? This is the same thing when people cannot find proper information which is relevant to them on your website, right? They're visiting one page, but that page has to be linked with another page, but they have to go back to the menu, they have to go back and look for that information. So make sure that your website architecture, and the most critical thing is your interlinking of the pages, right? Maybe when they're viewing page A, page B is also relevant, so you gave a link in the page A so they can go to the page B. They don't have to go around everywhere on the website to find that information, right? Let's say on your contact us page, you have an FAQ section link so people can basically go and read frequently asked questions, right? So think about that, how you can make the website architecture really, really simple and easy to use. It's like designing a home, right? You put everything, there's a purpose, there's a living, and let's say dining room is next to the kitchen. they are not apart. There's a purpose for that. So website is very similar, like designing a building. Make sure that things are accessible for people when they are sorting out the information. Not just talking to 3%. This is very, very important, because you know what? At a given moment in time, only 3 to 4% of the people are ready to buy today. Not everyone, let's say we talk about cars, not everyone is looking to buy a new car, but they may potentially buy in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months time. So make sure your website is not just talking to those 3%, 4% people who are ready to buy today. It should also talk to the rest 96, 97% of the people who are going through the research phase. No one gets up and says, you know what? I want a new home. If you're looking in a real estate market, you start planning for it. You start doing your research. You start looking at the schools. You start looking at the neighborhoods. So if you're a realtor, how can you target that 97, 96% of the people who haven't made the decision yet? So just don't talk to the 3%, also address the rest, which is the silent majority, I call it. Most of the websites just talk to this 3% and they lose a lot there. Number 5, abandoning users, right? So simple technique, if people are abandoning your website, have an exit pop-up. If I go and trying to abandon your website, have an exit pop-up which comes up with me with a ridiculous offer, with an irresistible offer, maybe something for free. Maybe they'd ask that, hey, have you checked this thing out, which is also on our website. So make sure you do your last ditch attempt to make people stay on your website, because maybe you paid $5 per click to bring them on your website. Maybe you did a lot of social media marketing to bring them on your website. So every visitor is critical, and make sure that you focus on your abandoning users by offering them an exit pop-up. Number 6, increase the word count, guys. So many websites I go to, right? It's lack of information. End of the day, if people don't trust you, it's not about they don't like you for any reason. It's they don't have enough information to trust you, to buy your service. Add more content. But there's a catch here. When you add more content, when you add more depth to your content, make sure that you create a list format, bullet point format. Don't just copy and paste a whole damn paragraph there, because no one freaking gives a shit. No one reads that whole damn paragraph. So whenever you're adding more depth, more content on your pages, which you should be doing, try to make it bullet points try to make it easier, headings, subheadings, try to make it easier for people to digest that content. Because you know what, it's boring, seriously, going over content, you have to make it super easy for people so they can consume your content, right? Number 7, really critical, fonts. You'll be like, what the hell, what do you mean by fonts? You know what, I can promise you, go on any random website. Sometimes fonts are harder to read. Sometimes fonts are harder to read on the mobile. That's actually proven. If your fonts are harder to read, let's say it's more eye strain, it's basically people are going like this, they cannot read properly, you will have a high bounce ratio, and people will bounce because they're frustrated, they cannot figure it out. Fonts have to be bigger, clear, cleaner. Right. So that's what basically 3 core pillars are: bigger, cleaner, and basically clear, right? Free of clutter, easier to read. It's I always say that a 6-year-old should be able to easily navigate your website, should be able to figure it out what the hell you do. If he cannot figure it out, there is something is wrong with your website. So these are the 7 ways basically you can increase the time on the website and also decrease the bounce ratio, so you get more leads, because you are spending a hell lot of money to do SEO, to do PPC, to do social media marketing, to do content marketing, to do all these signs and billboards, and then you burn that traffic on your website. It's costing you money, guys. So make sure you incorporate these 7 things and tell me your feedback. If you have incorporated that, how has it worked out for you? I love to hear from you. Have a good day, guys. Make it count.
Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to listen to previous episodes, go to rapidboostmarketing.com/grow. Again, I'll repeat that, rapidboostmarketing.com/grow. I'll catch you tomorrow bright and early with another business growth lesson. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.